Okay, so talking about the loyal player survey. So let me know in the chat if you got the loyal player survey. It came through on email today, so the same place you would get the newsletter. So if you haven't checked, go check your email. You might have got it. Again, I don't know what they judge to be a loyal player. I don't know. So yeah, some questions that sort of asked us was around: do we enjoy the events? Do we like the events? And do we like the midweek things? And which ones don't we like and why? And a big part for me that I said I didn't like was the Titan Assault. And I said, and the reason I gave for it was that it's repetitive, but a lot of the game is repetitive, I suppose. But there's no skill involved. There's not. Let's be honest, there's very little skill involved. It's like drop it right at the back against the Titan, and then just go hit this first, and just cycle through them. You know, I could probably give it to my 4-year-old or my 6-year-old, sorry, and say to her, "Have a go at this. This is what you do," and she could probably win a battle with a Titan. In fact, I have. I'm lying to you. So even she's done that. So Titan Assault, it's just mind-numbing. Now, I don't like raids, but I know people that do, and at least there's some tactical element to raids. So I don't mind raids being in the game. I don't like them personally, but I don't mind raids being in there because it gives, you can't like everything. So, and I get that, there's some tactical element to it, and people level certain bots for raids, and lower players enjoy them and use the mechanics, and I think it's too bad raids. Just not for me. So raids I don't mind, but they need to get rid of Titan Assault. And I said that just get rid of Titan Assault completely, and just put the Titan Spark into events. Plain and simple. We can add it in with another resource. Plain and simple as that. And then I also said the Titan Trek Tree points. I know we're sort of maxed out at the minute on Trek Tree points, but I said two things. The first thing that I've said all along, they need to open it up. You can't make it that restricted when you've got to level this for that level. You should be able to jump and go, right, I want to level this week. I want to level. From week 1, I should have been able to go, I want my shock tower to be anti-hack. That's what I want. So on my base, I've got anti-hack where you've got more damage from mortars, someone else has got more damage from beams. We've all got different choices, and then we should have got to a point where we could fill it all. We should have got to a point where you could fill up 70% of it. Some people would put more into defense, some more into attack, some more into Titan, and that would be your choice. And I would even enjoy if you could take points out and put back in again. So I might make the wrong choice and go, you know what, I shouldn't put them into that. I'm going to take them out of that, and I'm going to put them into this instead. Yeah, I'm going to take them out of beam damage and put them into mortar damage, because the way my base works, mortar damage will work better. So I'm going to take the points out of there and put them into there. And you should be able to change that, I think. I think that make base design really bespoke, and your team really bespoke, and no two teams will be the same in a way. So it just goes towards, everything that I've tried to achieve in this game, that I've sort of said that I want choice. I want people to choose. I don't want to have the same team as this person. I don't have the same base as that person. I want you to look and go, alright, that's a similar team to mine, but you've got Sergeant, you've got that perk, you've got this, so it's similar, but yours is going to be slightly more powerful. Or base design, you can go, oh yeah, you've got a similar base to me, but I've got this core, I've got that setting, I've got anti-fire more than anti-stun, say, and whatever else. That's the way I sort of see the game being more bespoke, so that, I won't say no two players, but, not everyone has the same base, elements, or the same damage, the same structures, the same health, the same DPS. Everyone pretty much has the same outpost in reason. There's not many more. You could probably guess 2 of the outposts before you even battle. I don't like that. I want a bit of variety in the game. That's the dream. And so what I suggested was that the Titan Trek points that you have to do through doing PvP, put it into every game mode. Put it into raids. Put it into Zen farming, elimination. Put it into wars. So every time you do a battle, doesn't matter what battle it is, keep it in PvP as well. But I find that I'm having to try and balance doing PvP. I mean, not now, granted, because I'm maxed out, but balance PvP, which I don't really enjoy. Once I've maxed my resources out, I want to play for medals. But I feel like I've got to keep doing it just for the Titan Trek Tree. But I want to do more elimination. I actually enjoy elimination, if I'm honest with you. I don't mind it too much. A bit more skill involved, got to use the right button. A bit more challenging. So I don't mind elimination. But if they had Titan Trek Tree points in that, I would hit it a lot more. and I wouldn't raid as much. Some weeks I probably raid more for resources if I need them, especially if defenses are coming out of the, the lab as such. But I just feel like putting Titan tech tree points into everything would solve that issue of being burnt out and to do too much. Because you could just do wars and do it probably, if you wanted to stick to that. And do a few PvP, you could do more elimination, you could do raids. You could do whatever you wanted to get them tech tree points. So that's the way I would like to see game modes. But I've also said for a long time we need a new game mode. We definitely need a new game mode. We also need a different event structure. Now, when I say new game mode, I don't want it as well as what we've already got. Get rid of Titan Assault completely, do away with it, and bring out a new game mode. Now, do we bring out a new resource or a current resource? Put it in the chat what you think. I'm a bit on the fence either way. A new resource means it's something else we've got to chase. And then it's sort of asked as well, should we have everyone an even keel? So it doesn't matter what level you're at, or should higher players have an advantage? And I voted for everyone starting at 0, if I'm honest with you. It gives the new players something to, strive to achieve. But I still think we should have a Zen leaderboard, or an elimination leaderboard even. So have points for each zone you hit. So when you hit higher ones, then you get more points and get rewards for that. Medal leaderboards. You have a medal leaderboard, so the people that have done the most medals get a reward. And it gets reset every month, say. Just little things to encourage people to play the game more if they want to. You don't have to. You might look and go, yeah, I'm never going to get near that. But it just gives something to achieve. But then if they're going to do a medal leaderboard, they need to sort medals out. Losing 6 medals for 1 defense when you've got your outposts out because they get upgraded, and then gaining 1 per attack, it's not really balanced, let's be honest. And they also need to balance the zones as well if you want to do that. So there's a lot of work going towards that, but that's what I sort of I want to see personally. I would love them to remove cooldowns from wars. And I know people are going to say, yeah, but people will just flame out and rush. Well, sadly, that's their choice then. They just need to slow down a bit. People still coin rage anyway. But you can save your coins for elsewhere, and you still spend the coins regardless. But I just think we should remove cooldowns from wars. I don't want to, listen, if I'm free to play, I don't want to log in 5 times in a day. I don't. And there's some times where I'm like, I'm just going to use coins because I can't be bothered. But free to play players don't have that advantage. And no wonder lower players don't like wars. Because I started going a bit free to play in wars during the week and things like that. And I'm like, yeah, no wonder. No wonder new players and lower players don't like wars. I've got to log in 5 times a day. And this sort of comes back to when I said, listen, I want to be able to play when I want to play. I want to be able to come in and play 3 hours straight and then leave it alone for the day. Or I want to be able to come in and play it for 5 times a day, if I choose to. Again, all for my choice, the player choice. And you can do that in other game modes. I can go on FIFA, I can do 2 games, come back, do 2 games, come back, do 2 games. Or I can spend 3 hours just smashing games out. I know it's a bit of a different game. But any game that I play, you've been able to play for as long or as short as you want. And you get more whatever for it, more points or more rewards because you're playing longer. And you should be able to sort of do that rather than be stuck to, right, you're playing, wait an hour and come back or pay for it. I just don't like that. So I think you need to remove cooldowns from wars. And I've said for a long time, I did a video on this a while back and it sort of caught on a bit. And we've sort of gone away from it a bit, it's gone quiet. But we still need to remove cells from elimination. I still think. And you can say like, oh, well, what's the point of having a leaderboard if you haven't got cells? Because then it comes down to how many bots you've got and how high a zone you can hit with them bots. So if you've concentrated a lot of your time on bots that can solo and, take out high levels of zones, then yeah, because you're not going to take it down with a nose cone, for example, if you level nose cone. But if you level cup, then you'll probably get, some better Zen for that. So, yeah, I'm all for that. So something that's going to be just change the game modes we've got and sort of improve them a bit. And that's sort of everything that I put forward in that survey. So if you had any interesting ideas for that survey, you filled it in already, then stick it in the chat, let me know. But yeah, it's good to do surveys though. It is good to sort of ask for our advice and what we think of the game and how to improve it. And they can sort of collate that and go, right, well, listen, loads of people have sort of said this. They've also got the alliance chat of all the leaders of all the high alliances and things like that. Some mid-level alliances where they all chat about things in the game and things like that. We've obviously got the content creators chat. So they've got plenty of input on how the game should be and things like that. And it's up to them then to decide. But obviously, like I said, it's come a long way over the last 2 years, and it has improved a lot. And I'm a lot more positive now than I was a year and maybe a year and a half ago, where the game was quite stale and boring. And they are bringing out new features now and coming out quite thick and fast, and new content's coming out better. I know it's quite bugged at the minute, but they're working behind the scenes. But you know, the new combat was good pretty much from the get-go. Sidetrack was really good combat. Nightstick was really good. The latest bot was pretty good as well. So you know, they are getting there. You know, the content's getting better. So kudos to them. Yeah. So have a look what everyone's put in the chat. Yeah, so quite a few people got the survey. Grind Time got it. Chris Harmon last week. Illicit Post filled it out. Well done. Good. Well done, guys. If you get it, go and fill it out and be honest with it. Garrett didn't get it, sadly. Yeah, I don't know who they judged on getting it. I haven't got a clue. Honestly, I've not got a clue. Fox the Bonds put raids are stale. Let's post what raids need relevant rewards or better options for redeeming Shanix. I agree with that. I do agree the Shanix store needs an upgrade. I do agree with that 100%. Just need to put a new 5-star bot in there. Dead simple. Dead simple. Gives people something to save up for. It's been, oh, when did they put Monkey Prime in there? 5 years ago or something? It's time for a new 5-star in the Shanix store. Definitely got to be. MD Prime, yeah, I like raids, but yeah, a bit monotonous. Maybe in the same layouts, maybe yeah. Yeah, Tony B's put raids amount of Shanix. Yeah, similar sort of thing. Everyone's saying the same. Chris Hammer's put more all 13. Well, I imagine we'll get more when they upgrade it. I imagine, but yeah. Brian Miller got a survey and said it's the only part of the game, Titan Assault, where it feels like a chore I have to do rather than fun. Yeah, definitely. Well, I still think the Titan tech tree points are a bit of a chore as well. I don't enjoy doing that. I don't enjoy doing PvP. It's just a bit too easy. You just drop a bot and then drop your Titan. Titans have made the game far too easy. I'm not a big fan of Titans at all. Matt Polish put, it does make sense to only have a Titan XP on moles where we use the Titan. Maybe. But then you just, I don't know. I just think you're limiting it to it. But yeah. But then again, you don't always just, you can do events without combats and game combat spark, so. I don't know. Fox the Bomb, new players are pretty much handicapped until the Titan becomes available at HQ8 16. Which would make them easier to get, so new players can be competitive. I think the problem is putting them in lower levels and someone have a higher level Titan and just beating the base with that Titan. But let's be honest, we can do that pretty much now. So, yeah. Valhalla Jesus put remove Titan Assault for elimination mode war, where depending on league base is nerfed by a percentage bots can die. Can't be used for the rest of the war. I just don't think it'd work, especially at higher levels. People just don't have the bots. I don't. I couldn't do it. I think there'd be a handful of people that can compete in them wars. I think you'd have people quitting. Because war at the top levels is the game mode that everyone plays. So removing that or making it really hard for them to achieve. We actually had a conversation about this in Psy as well. So we had the conversation. Let me put in the chat what you think. Should top players be able to 300? Should they? Or is 300 something for people that achieve perfection at the very, very top level? So, at the minute, every alliance expects their players to get 300. It's an expectation, not an achievement. It's an expectation. Whereas in reality, maybe should they expect 225? And anything above that is a bonus. So if you get a 240, it's like, well done, mate. That's a good score. You got above 225. If you can get a 300, it's like, wow. You know? Should that be the case? Should players accept that they can't always fight on hard mode? Let me know in the chat what you think. And we had a discussion about it, and it was to and fro either way. And there's no right and wrong answer. You know, I would not. You know, whatever I think does not mean it's right. I think that personally, I think that's right. You shouldn't be able to have to 300. But I think that if they changed it, a lot of players would be really annoyed with that, and they'd lose players. So I think it's a good idea to do that. In essence, would it affect the player base? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Would you be annoyed if you couldn't 300 anymore? I don't know. Paul has put, it could work if they made items purchasable with all currency. For example, the 5-star monk can cost 50k Shanix, but auto purchasable with Zen or cyber coins. They're not going to give a monk a 5-star away for 5,000 cyber coins, let's be honest though. It'd be a lot more than that. Yeah, removing cooldowns or sell would increase gameplay, Grindtime's put. Yeah, it probably would. But again, I think they need to take it away. Like, if they said to me, right, you can only do 2 game modes for the rest of this year, pick 2, I would choose Elimination and Wars. Forget events, everyone does events. That's what I would choose. Now, someone else can go, you know what, I would choose this. But I think they need to make Zen a bit more accessible, but minimal. So you should be able to play events and get Zen through events, but a slight amount. So maybe just enough to do your defenses, that's it. You know, should be giving millions of Zen away every event. Maybe like 200k per event, 100k per event, something like that. A minimum amount. So you can't save it up for XP. And those that want to get Zen to get XP, or maybe it's something else, another resource, whatever, they can go do elimination mode if they want. You know, I'm not a fan of PvP. I'm not a fan of raids. I hate Titan Assault. So elimination and wars, if I could do that every week, I'd be quite happy in the game. If I could get enough energon and enough alloy in events and elimination and wars to last me, and Shanix through them, I would never do the other. I would never do PvP ever again, or raids, and definitely not Titan Assault. If we could get them resources elsewhere, never. But I'm sure other people will. I'm sure more people would pick, you know, pick raids because they enjoy raids, which is fair enough. So to them, innit? Again, all down's choice. I'm not a big fan, like I said, I'm not a big fan of being forced to do something like you have to do this. I want to be able to choose how I want to play the game, what I want to play the game, and then maybe pay the consequences for choosing that if I choose that. You know, if I choose not to do, you know, raids, then maybe I don't get any Shanix, and I can't use Shanix, and that's my choice. Maybe 1 week then I might have to do a bit of raids, yeah, raids to get Shanix, you know, just spitballing, but yeah.